Today was a huge revelation day, um, mostly about obedience, or better yet, disobedience, and being in place. And actually, rewind. Last week, or it could have been this week, I was teaching class, and now that I'm like in a theological setting, I feel convicted at times if I'm not living right, if I am trying to stand up in class and I'm trying to give like some type of spiritual word or spiritual message. I In the beginning I was like everything's great, but now admittedly being in a backslidden, is backslidden a word? In a backslidden state, I'm I've been convicted in my spirit. Not saying that working there now you can only be Christian to work there. Like, I'm not saying I'm not Christian. I'm just saying that I haven't done everything that God has, I believe, told me to do. So I'll say that is the backslidden state. God has told me to share my story. And I believe for years he has been telling me to share my story. I have started writing my testimony book, and it's been sitting there for probably about 2 years now, and I have not released it or finished it. And I think a lot of times I go back to these depressive states and I complain and I say, God, give me something, give me a ministry, give me something I can do that can glorify you, but also keep me complete or feel less empty. In this book, the revelation was revealed to me today. I believe that the reason why I keep falling back is because I haven't finished, and because I have not been obedient to share my story. And a lot of the reason why is because I was always worrying about what people were going to say, what people were going to think about me when they found out about my past and found out about things that happened to me. And I'm like, God, do I have to share it? Do I need to share everything? And I don't have my full answer, but I really feel like after the day that I had today, God is saying the reason why you can never find your happiness, or the reason why you can't stay happy long enough to recognize you're happy, is because you have been disobedient. Whether I'm going to church, or whether I'm reading my word, or I'm listening to K-Love, or listening to gospel music, and even doing right, living right, I'm still being disobedient because I have let my feelings of worrying about what other people think, validation, whatever you want to call it, I've worried about that more than worrying about sharing a story or sharing multiple stories that can help other people. Now that's not being Christian. Like, that's not being, within ministry. I've worried, it was a fleshly thing, worrying about, oh, I'm going to be embarrassed and all of that. But I don't even know where this video was going. But that is something I just wanted to share, because I do want to start doing my videos again. And most of the reason why I think I stopped in the first place is because things started to get a little personal. And as I began to open up and tell my story, I knew that certain people were going to hear parts of that story, and I didn't want that to happen. And then the other way that I can look at it is, okay, I'm going to share this story, but not on Facebook, because there's certain people on Facebook that aren't on my YouTube page and all of that. And once those thoughts come in, that's still me worrying about what everybody else think. And it's not about what everybody else think. I'm at a point now where I want to be completely free. And in order for me to be completely free and to be completely happy is to not care what anybody thinks. The only person that I'm supposed to be worrying about that thinks or doesn't think or whatever you want to call it is God. He's the only one that's putting food on my table, clothes on my back, getting me back and forth to work. He's the only one that matters. So I'm not even going to put a disclaimer out there to try to say anything mean to anyone that I think might say something mean to me. I'm over it. I'm so over it. And I'm going to start sharing my story. My book, I'm not going to say it's finished, but the skeleton is there. Some of the meat has been placed there. And me looking over it today, I'm like, yeah, this is definitely going to be my Eve experience, being totally naked before God, totally naked before the world, and all of my dirt, all of my secrets, everything that I've been ashamed of will be exposed. And I don't care. I finally don't care. Like, and again, that has needed to happen. And if you're dealing with things, a lot of times when we're holding it in, that's probably why we're dealing with it. That's probably why it's so hard for us to get over it, because we're holding it in. Whether you're journaling or talking to somebody, going to Bible study, going to some type of focus group, we have to get it out. And again, I say all this to say, I feel like that's why I'm always depressed. I feel like that's why I suffer from that, because for years God has been telling me to share, and I have hidden from him. I have run, and it's time to open up, not to get attention, not to get any pleasure for myself. The only pleasure that I want to receive from opening up, from releasing this book, or even starting back on my videos, the only thing I want to get from that is freedom. Freedom from self. And that's it.